great good fortune. In our youth, our hearts were touched with fire. It was given to us to learn at the outset that life is profound and passionate thing. Oliver Wendell Holmes. Good day everyone, this is me Richie Oreza, your video lecturer for this day. So welcome to lesson 10, the youth culture. At the end of this presentation, the students should be able to describe the developmental context of today's young adults and list of their typical characteristics and behavior. Explain the impacts of poverty, prejudice, child abuse, and obesity on today's children. Describe the challenges of some adolescents face as they transition to adulthood, and also explain how teachers can support children and adolescents in the classroom. First, youth culture. Youth culture refers to the cultural practices of young people that express their identities and demonstrate their sense of belonging to a specific group of young people. So the societal norms of children, adolescents, and young adults are referred to as youth culture. It includes, in particular, the processes and symbolic systems shared by the youth demographic but distinct from those shared by adults in the community. Second, we have young adulthood. The young adulthood are a group comprising more than 31.2 million people in the United States. Can be defined as ages 18 to 24. So young adulthood is critical period in the life of an individual because it is the time when one's hope and aspiration begin to take shape, or for some, when one's dreams are shattered. Young adulthood. The young adulthood age group comprising more than 31.2 million people in the United States can be defined as ages 18 to 24. Young adulthood is a critical period in the life of an individual because it is the time when one's hope and aspiration begin to take shape, or for some when one's dreams are shattered. This is frequently the case for millions of low income. This is the time of year when many people consider careers in education. Some students begin their perseverance pre-service preparation while others begin their teaching careers. Next, we have the millennials or the me generation. So young adults fall within a larger and high visible group, the millennials or the me generation. This group born between 1980 and 2000, numbering 80 million American, includes some who have completed college, some who have completed graduate school, some who are still in school, and some who have already entered school, or increasingly diverse and multi-generationally workplace. So they constitute the most racially and ethnically diverse cohort group in the United States. So this is a generation defined by technology, social media, and globalization, and also millennials have known the world in any other way. So millennials have grown up with computers that allow them to communicate with people all over the world. So tablets, smartphones, and social media are all part of their daily lives. The vast majority are connected 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They are completely immersed in the digital world, preferring text messaging, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and other online technology to phone calls and time-consuming forms of written communication. So according to Kokota's 2013, smartphone users aged 18 to 24 send an outstanding 2,022 text messages per month. Beloit College Mindset List. Since 1998, Beloit College is Winconen that has distributed its mindset list to both school faculty and staff. The list identifies some of the characteristics, the mindset, or the facts of life that distinguish the incoming freshman class from the students of years past who precede them. So the class of 2018 entered Beloit College in 2014. So most were 17 or 18 years old and were born in around 1996. The complete 2018 mindset list can be accessed online. A sampling of 75 items and a mindset list followers Beloit College 2014. So they identify wire-rimmed glasses with Harry Potter rather than John Lennon. So same-sex marriage bans have always been overturned by the courts. Both the Citadel and Virginia Military Institute have always admitted female students, and also the NBA has always had female referees. Next, we have the childhood. Childhood is an especially critical time in the life of an individual. So this group is included in the age cohort group referred to as Generation Z. Those born after the millennials, usually identified as born after 2005. So childhood is a time when the individual begins school, where he or she will be socialized and exposed to cultures other than that of the home, family, and neighborhood. So educational setting can have a profound influence on a young adulthood and young child. So as teachers can provide support to the parents' efforts toward appropriate rearing practices or try to counter anything that negatively affects the child. So the child's response to new cultural experiences may be influenced by the home and the school. Children will develop habits during this time that can affect their health throughout life. So the school should assist them in making sound choices. So signs are related to child maltreatment may be observed in the school. And educators should always be vigilant with a concern for the overall well-being of their students. In social class and poverty, poverty creates numerous problems for children. In many instances, children live with a single parent, typically the mother. So when the father is absent, children often lack adequate male role models. So and the mother often bears the entire burden of discipline and financial support. Next, we have children ethnic awareness and prejudice. So the hate crimes and racial violence that have emerged recent years, however, remind us that the ugliness of racism remains with us. Although we as educators may expect to see racism among adults and to some extent adolescents, we are sometimes shocked and often dismayed when it is evidenced in the behavior of young children. Thank you for listening. Ms. Ayado will continue the rest of the topic.